Wow. Didn't know that they would actually come out and make it official, but it's not like we didn't know they were already doing it to us. Welcome back, everybody. This is a Swamp Cleaner, and I'm back with another video for you. This one is a little bit kind of getting into the scary territory because we have the White House now officially laying the cat out of the bag because we already know that the NSA spies on us and is going to be reading our text messages and telling us not to spread misinformation about COVID. But anyway, the White House has come out and said they have a list. They have lists now of who the main spreaders of COVID are, and this is going to get very scary, and it's going to spiral out of control. I can see because this is just going to be used politically. And what's going to happen to these people on this list who've been spreading misinformation? Like, it seems like we have the same scenario that was going on YouTube in the 2016, 2017 years, where YouTube was trying to punish YouTube creators for the actions of their followers because there was these reply video wars, and people's fan bases would go onto the other people's videos and flag them and leave derogatory comments, yada yada yada, spam, such and such. And YouTube was like, hey, we're gonna punish the YouTube creators, and there was backlash, and it was like, hey, no, 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 no. That we're not responsible for the actions of our followers. So as long as we tell our followers, hey, we don't condone this, but if people still do it, that's not on us. And then YouTube was like, okay, okay, okay. But now, why are we seeing this kind of same mentality coming out of the White House? Because they're going to be combing through all the people who were doing the January 6th insurrection. They're going to be combing through all their social medias, and if they have followed and watched and liked any of the content from the people on this list, apparently the people on this list are going to be completely yeeted off the internet. This is guilt by association jacked up to, like, dialed up to 11 here. What's going on? Why are they, like, so people watch your content and, oh, they also participate in the insurrection? Well, then you're banned. Makes no sense. This is crazy. And but it's the same mentality as what YouTube had. And why is that? Well, does anybody remember back when Joe Biden became the front runner for the Democratic ticket, and a lot of new faces hopped on board the campaign, and all those new faces were employees or ex-employees, I should say, previous employees of the likes of Facebook, Google, Twitter, uh, all those places. So, in my opinion, now we're getting into speculation, is those guys, as soon as Joe Biden became the front runner, as soon as, because they paid off Buttigieg by giving him a position in the cabinet, they told a lot of other people, hey, we'll give you a nice gushy deal if you just drop out, and that's again speculation, but that's probably has to be the reason why these people who are out in front of Biden just decide, you know what, I'm going to call it quits. No more running for president for me, which is weird. See, if I was Buttigieg, because I won Iowa, I would have kept on going. But, because, yeah, he would have been better than Joe. At least he can string a couple sentences together. But anyway, we're getting off track here. So these lists, which have been developed, is under the same guise of the punishments that YouTube wanted to bring down on their creators. And these people who have hopped on board the campaign and they're now also in the White House, they've come from places like Google, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and they're implementing the same policies. And I guarantee you, throughout the campaign, and you saw this happen in real time, that these people acted as liaison officers between the campaign, between the administration, and these big tech companies. If something bad happened, like the Hunter Biden laptop stuff that the New York Post was reporting on, I guarantee you the Biden campaign brought their liaison officers into a room or called them up or did a group DM or something and they said, "Hey, silence this, please. Can you freeze their account, suspend their account for a week or two, or freeze their account until they delete the tweet? Don't allow them to engage on Facebook. Completely deny the links and the access to the links and all that good stuff. Please, can you do that?" And they're like, "Yeah, why not? Let's do it." And look how effective that was. If like studies show, polls show that if people knew about the actual Hunter Biden stuff and how bad it was, like what about 10% of people's votes would not have, they would have voted for Trump and not for Biden. That's election winning right there. So when U.S. senators come out and say, "Hey, Google flipped 15 million votes or influenced 15 million votes to go a certain way," that's not being that hyperbolic. It's in the realm of possibility. And I also want to get into another thing because this is weird. I can see this happening, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section down below. But I see this as they're creating a list of political dissidents. Okay, they're also at the same time trying to put, like in other parts of the world, it's going to happen here soon too. But the COVID passport thing, and I forgot the lady who was banned a couple weeks ago, the left wing digital infrastructure lady who was like all of knowledgeable about how this digital infrastructure can be used in other aspects of society, like tracking for healthcare or tracking for criminal database, like a sex offenders registry, and they want to tie it through apps and GPS, so it's all in real time. You can monitor people in real time, especially with and it's first under the guise the COVID passport, so we can like scan your code so we can see that you're vaccinated and you're allowed to come in, yada yada yada. But if the Biden administration and the DNC, they want to tap into your phones to listen, to see your text messages and tell you stop talking bad about the vaccine and all this and about COVID and stuff, and then they also want to make sure people are getting tracked with the COVID, or at least they want to try to maybe implement COVID passports. I can see them using that technology and monitoring people for political dissidents, like, oh, they say things like MAGA or 1/6 didn't happen, or it's a psyop or something like that, like anything that goes against the mainstream narrative, and an algorithm flags that, bling, and then they pop up on an actual GPS screen saying, here's a dissident, here's an insurrectionist, here's a person that is a potential domestic terrorist or something like that. It kind of reminds me from the plot of Captain America Winter Soldier, where Shield is developing their algorithms and their technology with their hover carriers to take care of or to take out threats against America, or threats against our safety and security. And it's just Shield gonna just knock off a bunch of people that they algorithmically have found out to be bad, and they will be bad or something like that. So it's really reminiscent of that, and it's kind of scary to see this rhetoric and how there's just so blatantly saying, "Hey, we have like people on the list. We've got at least 12 people," and I've scuttlebutt tells me that I think Steven Crowder is one of the people on the list. But let's listen to what Jen Psaki actually has to say.
I think this was a question asked before, there's about 12 people who are producing 65% of anti-vaccine misinformation on social media platforms. All of them remain active on Facebook, despite some even being banned on other platforms, including Facebook, ones that Facebook owns. Third, it's important to take faster action against harmful posts. As you all know, information travels quite quickly on social media platforms. Sometimes it's not accurate, and Facebook needs to move more quickly to remove harmful, violative posts. Posts that will be within their policies for removal often remain up for days. That's too long. The information spreads too quickly. Finally, We have proposed they promote quality information sources in their feed algorithm. Facebook has repeatedly shown that they have the leverage to promote quality information. We've seen them effectively do this in their algorithm over low quality information, and they've chosen not to use it in this case, and that's certainly an area that would have an impact. So these are certainly the proposals. We engage with them regularly, and they certainly understand.
Okay, so the reason why I reacted to those phrases of like quality and low quality information, I just love how vague those terms are. Like, what the hell does quality and low quality mean? Like, it's so vague, and it's based off of their understanding of what they think those terms mean. But they keep that to themselves. And that's why their algorithms are secret too. Because if we were able to pry them open and find out what their algorithms are about what content is and is not allowed, it would be shocking. It would probably be completely antithetical to the idea of free speech in this country. So this is quite alarming. And you can see that now government is officially saying they are working hand in hand with private companies. Does anybody know what that is? Give you a second. Yes, you're right. That's called fascism. Yes, it's called fascism. And it's happening here in America. And it's been happening for a while. It's happening in the shadows. And people who've been labeled conspiracy theorists have been told that they're crazy and that's not happening. But a lot of people now will have to eat crow, and a lot of people today will feel vindicated, even though you don't want to say I was right. You don't want to be the person to be in the position saying, "Hey, I told you so," because this is one of those bad "I told you so's." Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Hope you guys have a good day. This has been the Swamp Cleaner. I'll see you guys later.